All right, welcome to section 10.3. We're going to be talking about areas of circles and sectors. The area of a circle is equal to pi times the square of the radius. So an outdoor accessories company manufactures circle covers for outdoor umbrellas. If the cover is 8 inches longer than the umbrella on each side, find the area of the cover in square inches. So we know the diameter is 72 inches, and it is 8 inches longer on each side. So we can't forget about the 8 inches on this side. So now the diameter of the cover is equal to 8 plus 72 plus 8, which is going to give me 88 inches. And now I need to take that 88 inches and divide it by 2 to find the radius. So the radius is equal to 44 now. So in order to find the area, I'm going to take area is equal to pi times that 44 squared. So all you have to do now is square 44 and then multiply that by pi. So this is 1,936 pi. So I take that and times it by pi, and I get 6,082.12 square inches. The question asked me to find the area of the cover in square inches, so I would say it's about 6,082 inches squared. Example number 2, it says to find the radius of a circle with an area of 58 inches squared. So that means area is pi times radius squared. So 58 is equal to pi times radius squared. So I get 58 divided by pi is equal to r squared. So r would be equal to the square root of 58 divided by pi. And if I take 58 divided by pi and the square root, I get about 4.3 inches. Again, if I want to find the radius now and diameter with an area of 45 square inches, I'm going to start off with my area formula. Area is pi times radius squared. 45 is the area. Pi times radius squared. So again, r squared will equal 45 divided by pi. In order to get the radius, I have to take the square root of both sides. So r is equal to 45 divided by pi, and I take the square root. So when I take 45 divided by pi on my calculator and take the square root of that answer, I get about 3.78. Okay, that's what the radius is. So if I want to find the diameter, all you have to do is take that and times it by 2. So when you times that by 2, you get 7.569 right there. So this was 3.784. Okay, if I asked you guys, what is this if we want it around to the nearest hundredth? So then this is 3.78, and the diameter is about 7.57. I said to find the area of a circle with circumference that is 16 inches. So this is going to go back to our previous chapter. We know that circumference is equal to pi times the diameter. So here I got 16 is equal to pi times the diameter. So I'm going to solve for diameter. So 16 divided by pi, that's the diameter of my circle. 16 divided by pi. that gives me 5.09. So diameter is 5.09. But I'm not finished because I know that's, in order to find the area, I need the radius. So radius is 1/2 of 5.09. So I'm going to take and divide that by 2. I get 2.55. So R is equal to 2.55. So now if I want to find the area is equal to pi times that 2.55 squared. So all I'm going to do is take 2.55, square it, and then times that answer by pi, and I get about 20.43 inches squared. I believe we were in terms of inches, and we were. So that's it for page 1. The next key concept we're going to be talking about is the area of a sector. If you were to think about this area of a sector, looking right here, it's like an area of a piece of pie or a slice of pizza, if you will. So what you have to do is take the fraction of that arc right here over 360. So whatever the central angle is, or whatever this arc measure is, out of the whole circle, 360, and then you multiply that by pi r squared. So let's go on to example number 1. It says a pie has a diameter of 9 inches and is cut into 10 congruent slices. So if you were to think about a circle being cut into 10 congruent slices, it means I'm going to take 360 and I'm going to divide it by 10, which means every piece will have a central angle of 36 degrees. So now I'm going to take 360 in the denominator, 36 over 360, times pi times my radius here. Well, if the diameter is 9, that means the radius is 4.5. So I'm going to take 4.5 and square it. So this is 1/10. So 1/10 times, and 4.5 squared gives me 20.25. And I had to multiply that by pi. So I'm going to take 20.25, divide that by 10. So I get 2.025, and I multiply that by pi now on my calculator. And it tells me that it is about 6.36 inches squared. So each slice has a total area of 6.36 inches squared. All right, example number 2 says a pizza has a diameter of 14 inches. So again, if the diameter is 14, that means my radius is going to be 7. And I'm going to take and cut it into 8 congruent slices. So we're going to take 360 degrees, divide that by 8 to find my central angle. So 360 divided by 8 gives me a 45 degree angle. So I'm going to say that's 45 out of 360. So the central angle over the whole total circle degrees, 360. And now I'm going to take and multiply that by pi times 7 squared. So 45 out of 360 we already know is 1/8 times 49 times pi. So I'm going to take 49 and divide it by 8. I get 6.125, and I multiply that by pi. And when I do, I get that each slice is about 19.24 inches squared. Lastly, looking down here, what do I see? I have 72 degrees for this arc, so the central angle is 72 degrees. So 72 out of 360. I'm going to multiply that by 15 squared times pi. 72 out of 360 is 1/5 times 225 times pi. So take 225, divide that by 5. I get 45 pi. And 45 pi on my calculator, 45 pi is about 141.37 centimeters squared. So I hope you guys are good on finding the area of a circle, or given the area, you could find the radius, maybe circumference, diameter, whatever the follow-up questions may be. And I hope you found the areas of sectors to be pretty easy. Please check Schoology for your homework.